Greetings. I have about 15 minutes, so I'm going to see if I can carve out a little bit. In my broken record-ness, I'm going to repeat what we're doing here, which is about how are we going to build a skill using reps in a video game. 3. How can we use this tool to help us with the reps of practice? And my practice, and one of the reasons why I'm taking this 15 minutes, is because we can just move forward a little bit. It doesn't need to be perfect. So the last time that I, what happens if you put this? Increases endurance. Interesting. The last time I was playing, I was kind of running because I ran out of time. And I didn't have a chance to explore the stable. So I ran ahead and I did that shrine. But you know what? Life is like that. And I'm going to use that energy and I'm going to just keep going. I'm going to look for another shrine. Here's this really big, very obviously trying to get me to do a puzzle. There's a rock there. I bet you that's Korok related or something. But I'm not going to do it. I'm going to just skip it because I have a limited amount of time. And what I'm trying to do here is move in the direction of the next thing, just blazing ahead, because I'm a parent and I have a kid, and embrace the chaos, let go of the illusion for control. And the thing that I have in 15 minutes is actually an interview. We're doing a podcast. Sarah and I, my wife and I, are doing a podcast related to, so she's pregnant right now, and I'm not going to disclose the details of it on here because there are some variables that might change. But in short, adventure log. Okay. In short, there is a distinct possibility that there will be some changes, and I don't want to have too much in documented this way. Anyways, so embrace the chaos, let go of the illusion of control. That's really what it is. It's less about embracing the chaos and more about releasing the illusion of control. One of my favorite words in Hebrew is or concepts in Hebrew is about the concept of tefillah. Actually, I guess it's Hebrew. Tefillah is prayer in Hebrew. And essentially, my understanding of it is that our job is to, it's lahit palel. It's a passive reflexive. You're doing something or allowing something to happen to yourself. Lahit palel. Passive reflexive. So like, your stretching is passive reflexive. You allow yourself to move into that position. It's a letting go. It's a flow state, sort of. Not flow state in the sense of the brain thing. Okay, I don't want to pick a fight with those guys right now. Brain, you know, there's a TED Talk, there's a like actual coined term, flow state, where your brain is so occupied that it changes the flow of your brain. The flow state. Okay, here. And he's gonna let it go. Let's see what happens. Same problem. Okay. Anyway, so allowing something to happen means going with the flow. One of the things that I've observed about very efficient leaders is that they are incredibly good at. Oops. They're good at focusing on the important things and delegating the rest. There we go. That will work. They're very good at focusing on the important things and delegating or letting go of the rest. And in Hebrew, you say ikar and tofel, the main thing and the secondary thing. And then by allowing yourself to let go. Excellent puzzle. By allowing yourself to let go of the secondary things and focus on the main things, you kind of release yourself into the relationship with life. And if I'm going to take the presumption that there's a God, which is like a DM that you're having a relationship with, then let's see what he gives me. Then I'm not supposed to have to do everything. There's a very focused kind of interaction that sleepover ticket. Oh, okay. Cool. Thank you. Northeast. Let's go to the tower. We are not so concerned with rushing that we're going to miss the towers. Anyway, so what was I saying? Passive reflexive, allowing things to happen, going with the flow, don't get attached. Oh yeah, so the point of the game is to have a good time. The point of the game is to have fun. What is fun and how does that fit into real life? But if you're going to play a Dungeons & Dragons game or some of these tabletop RPGs, I'm not supposed to micromanage. There's specific tasks that the game master, the dungeon master, whatever, has in mind for me that they want me to be focused on. And aside from that, I'm not making the wind blow. I'm not making the soil fertile. That's the job of the game master. You know, the nature element, we use Hebrew, the name Elohim, which is like Teva, nature, physical. Ooh, what is that? Ah! Hello. And then there's the Shem Havaya, which is like the higher level. They're scary. Do I have to fight it? Yeah. Okay. So, oops. There we go. Fire. So basically there's a mechanism in nature, and the mechanism in nature I operate within when I'm picking what it is that I'm supposed to do. So, you know, fire works for me here. To fight the tree. That was cool. Can't carry any more melee weapons. Do I have something to get rid of? I don't think that there's really a purpose for that. But that having the relationship with the creator, what was that? Is super important. And that essentially becomes the essence of what it means to play the game. Because if I have the relationship with the creator, if I'm interacting with the purpose, then everything can flow organically. And the place where a video game breaks apart as an analogy is that it doesn't have that kind of natural, organic interaction. It is pre-programmed, and that kind of ruins the analogy, or that's the major breaking point of the analogy. We know who you are. Well, I guess maybe you don't know who he is if you haven't played the first one. Pouch bigger. So I need to find Korok seeds. Yes, let's do it. Yes, please. We want weapon stash. Let's do it. I love this guy. Da-da-da-da. Excellent. So if you get into the flow and you can interact with the thing the way that the creator intends, then you synergize together, and it makes for this kind of beautiful symphony of the intention. I still have a Korok seed. Let's keep it, because really the thing that's necessary to expand is the weapon stash. But point that is also really important is that thus far I have only been using my best weapon. I've never had a big issue with weapons breaking. And so in the past I would have used one of these and just held on to this forever and never used it when I could be using it. Oh, nice. In a best weapon situation, or like when I really need it, like against some of these more challenging enemies, it's been very useful to have the stronger weapon. And by basically, this is like, you know, I'm gonna go to the tower first so that I can warp. Evidence for myself that the process that I'm following is working and functional, because I would never, ever, ever done this before. Oh my god. This is bad. I would have never, ever, ever before used my best weapon. I'm the, like, get to the last boss with... in my brain is always a Final Fantasy game. You never use the elixirs, you wait until the last boss, and then even in the last boss, what if the last boss has another form? And in that other form, you might... And then you beat the boss, though, like the game, having never used any of your really good, important items. And, okay, there is a place to say you save and you be utilitarian and blah, blah, blah. But... again, that's the purpose of this exercise, is how do I learn how to appropriately regulate that when the default position that I take is not balanced. So Rambam, Maimonides, says that the way to change an attribute that you have is to practice on the far opposite end of the spectrum. So if someone is hyper-conservative, just like go nuts, which is what I'm doing here in my own way. And just push it, I guess. And I'm getting really good at it, all things considered. I'm super proud of myself. If you know me, you will know exactly the kind of conservative that I am. And it has its uses. But when I don't take any risks, especially certain kinds of risks, you don't know the kind of opportunities that you're missing. One of the things that I actually thought of recently along those lines is the, you know, what do you regret in your life kind of... There's a... Did I get it? The what do you regret in your life kind of self-help development situation. And what I realized is I can't really say that I regret a lot. Why? Because I really don't try... What should I do for stable? I don't know. I don't really try a lot of things risk-taking wise. Like, I you know, do I fight that enemy? Nah. Or I do it in such a hyper-conservative way. Like, what kind of a risk do I take that I can say I shouldn't have taken it, or regret I should have tried? Because it's just an empty void. And this is the, like, you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. Well, I don't know what shots I missed, because I didn't take the shot. So here's my practice taking the shot. And here, I'm still collecting the shrines. You know, I'm not being, like, super negligent. Maybe a little negligent. But I'm not being... Like, I can come back and get them if I need them. But if I don't need it right now, is it important for me to invest my time in running from thing to thing to thing? I keep coming back to the same one. That's funny. Lav Dafka, as they say. Not necessarily. Okay, I only have a little bit more time, so I think I'm going to pass on the edit pin. Which one should I put this as? Like this? It's a tower? No, it's a star. I'm not gonna try and climb this now. Oh, there's a star fragment over there. I'm not going to be able to make it to it in the time frame that I have. It's 4:35 a.m. on the game clock, not in real life. This is interesting. Let me just take one quick look and see if I can come up with something. Because there's building supplies that could be useful. So this, on one level, could be a simple stamina problem. Because if I can get to there and have a half decent amount of stamina to be able to re-energize. So I really just have to make it to that. So if I could float over, that would be the question. And I can use one of my these things. Oops. Nope, nope. This. One of these things. So if I made a raft, and then I could fan over to the raft. Okay. Here I am. I'm out. Release the... No, what is it? Release the need for control. Release the illusion of control. That's what it was. Yeah, new one. Okay. I can't stop. Thanks, everyone. Have a good one.